The crypto bull run and the asset bull run on the back end of this year is going to be absolutely massive. The golden era is here, but I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you how this administration is not only going to do, number one, print more money than in history, which could be bad, but if you're an asset holder in the proper assets, it could radically transform your life. And number two is how they're going to grow their way out of this economy. Now, how can these two things radically affect your portfolio and your family's wealth timeline? That's what we're going to break down in today's video. So I'm first going to show you Scott Bessent, the new Treasury Secretary, who is totally different from the other Treasury Secretary, who is working to grow our way out of the economy. Now, the two things you need to understand on the back end of every video, I'm going to share with you exactly how I do this, focused on four things: cash flow, not cash, appreciating assets and deflationary assets, protection, and leverage. You need to understand we're moving from an inflationary US dollar, a fiat fake currency, to a deflationary system which has fixed supplies. So you are in a transition, and the unsuspecting public who doesn't understand that is going to get rocked. But the people who understand what's actually happening here could radically transform their family's life. So let's first take a listen to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, where he talks about they're going all in on digital assets. Then I'm going to share with you a video where he talks about growing his way out of the economy. And I'm going to share with you at a simplistic level, what does that mean for our portfolios on the back end of this year? Get ready. You're going to be able to throw a dart at the S&P, in my opinion, the stock market or the crypto market, and make some gains. But if you're strategic and you understand this, it possibly could be radically transforming for your family's life.
To digital assets.
Okay, sorry about that. Let's start over there.
We are going big on digital assets. So Trump administration has made digital assets a priority. Past administration starved and almost made extinct a lot of these companies and pushed it offshore. So what we want to do is apply the highest U.S. regulatory and AML standards to digital assets, especially stable coins. And I've seen estimates that just over the short term, stable coins could create $2 trillion of demand for U.S. treasuries and treasury bills. To put that in context, the number is probably about 300 billion right now.
God, 2 to 3 trillion. So here's where people get caught up too. Everybody's like, well, if Ripple buys Circle, right, and they use the Ripple stablecoin, that's going to knock out XRP. They're two different mechanisms. I'm talking about tokenizing treasuries, right? A stable US dollar. And you're talking about a payment mechanism, XRP, right? I want to show you this. So why nations are hoarding Bitcoin. Now, this is CZ with Raoul Pal. This is a really, really important thing to listen. CZ is traveling around the world. Okay. He's the CEO of Binance. But listen to what he says about US. This is what I've been sharing with you guys. The US is going to lead crypto domination, first with Bitcoin. Okay. Then they're going to lead with digital assets, a stable coin. And we are going to see the public and private sector come together. And those who are patient, those who are persistent are going to see some massive price appreciation in their portfolio. But listen to what he says. Okay. Trump is going to win this game, guys. You are going to see crypto go. Bitcoin is going to skyrocket. XRP is going to skyrocket. Solana, all these real world assets. Stay out of the meme coin game, guys. It's like the casino. Get with our real world assets, RWA. Okay, listen to what he says. This is really important. Get a pen and paper out.
Based on public information, U.S. seems to be using the holding, at least no longer selling the Bitcoin. You know, some of the OGs like us actually kind of hope that governments will sell their Bitcoin so that other guys can buy them.
Hey, listen, this is so important. I want to preface what he's saying. U.S. is holding Bitcoin. Okay, remember, the top 5 holders are Satoshi, BlackRock, Grayscale, Strategy B. BlackRock is the top 3 to hold. They're in Strategy B, America, and number 6 is China. Okay, 80% of the supply has not moved. Why are they holding Bitcoin? Why am I never selling Bitcoin? Because it's going to continue to appreciate dramatically because it has a fixed supply and only 5% is left. They're going to rebalance the balance sheet by having a deflationary asset. I believe they're going to revalue gold. They're going to take that profit and push some of it into Bitcoin, and they're going to grow their way out of the economy as they print the living shit out of the US dollar. Check this out.
Cheaply. But, you know, with this U.S. administration, they're very business savvy. So they understand what's valuable. So now they figure that out. With the U.S., with one of the world's largest economy holding Bitcoin now, or making a crypto reserve, other countries are forced to do it because the later you do it, the more expensive your crypto will be. So so I think we are talking with many countries on advising them how to set up a strategic reserve, and also like even very simple stuff, very basic fundamental stuff like what wallet solutions to use. Do you use a professional custody solution, or do you use your own cold wallets? Do you have enough expertise to build that kind of infrastructure, etc. So for most countries, most countries starting amount are not as big as US, right? US have like 200,000 Bitcoins or something. For most other countries, when they hold much smaller amount, we actually just recommend them to use a professional custody solution that's multi.
Okay, so he's traveling around the world advising them on how to get in the game. Like he said, they have to get in the game, guys. This isn't, do you want to? It's when and how fast can you get in the game? Okay, so I want you to listen to what he says right here. They're going to grow their way out of the economy, and I'm going to explain to you how I believe that's going to happen. And at the back end is how I'm positioning myself and how I position myself from 2020 to 2025.
You're referring to the CBO scoring, I believe, which is tenure scoring, and it's DC style scoring. So we think that we can both grow the economy and control the debt. And what's important, Bill, is that the economy grows faster than the debt. So
that's really important. Write that down. The economy grows faster than the debt. Where are they going to grow, guys? Is it going to be the old archaic banking system, the old industrial system? No. AI, technology, crypto, tech companies, chip companies. It is going to be massive growth in the economy.
What I would tell your viewers to focus on is what I'm focused on, is what Secretary Yellen was focused on, is what is the total debt to GDP? Because we can grow our way out of this. That if we change the growth trajectory of the country, of the economy, then we will stabilize our finances and grow our way out of it.
Okay, so remember, write down grow our way out of the economy, okay? So the difference between this administration, he just mentioned Janet Yellen, is they were growing the debt super fast, printing money, but the economy was not growing. The economy is going backwards. Since this administration has taken over, they were bleeding money every day. Now they hit net zero. They're not bleeding money anymore. Trump, with his 4-year tour overseas, already guaranteed $4 trillion coming into the economy and $10 trillion by August, as he put all these trade deals on all these other countries. So what you're going to see is the golden era as we head into August. Okay, around the world, M2 money supply is increasing. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, most of the systems, plus the US dollar, excuse me, are inflationary. They're fiat, they're fake currencies. Okay, so they're going to print the shit out of the fake currency. Okay, they are going to grow the economy faster than the debt. They're going to put Bitcoin on the balance sheet. They're going to revalue gold. They're going to rebalance the balance sheet in a deflationary asset, and we're going to flip to an asset-backed currency in a digital currency type of way. I promise you this is going to happen. Okay, so Bitcoin continues to mirror the expansion of global M2 money supply, reinforcing bullish momentum. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. We'll see probably some bumpiness up and down. What's today? May 26th. If you're going to Bitcoin conference, XRP Las Vegas, we're actually flying out in a couple hours after this. I'll see you out there. I digress. So what you're going to see is, we're going to see massive innovation coming into America. America is going to be the crypto capital of the world. You're going to see June, July. We're going to go into August. Okay. August, the trade deal ends, the 90-day delay for China ends August 10th. Okay. Around June, we have the next Fed meeting. If they lower interest rates and they turn this, well, they already quietly turned the printing machine on because nobody showed up to buy bonds. And so they're printing to buy their own debt. Okay. That's not good for you if you hold the US dollar. It's horrible if you hold the US dollar. Okay. The economy is going to look good, but what's going to happen is they're going to lower taxes, the big, beautiful tax bill. Okay. The big, beautiful bill is going to put a bunch of money back in the Americans' pockets. But the problem is they're not providing financial literacy. So what are Americans going to do? They're going to buy bigger houses, bigger cars, nicer iPhones. They're going to pump money right back into the economy. That's what Americans do. Okay. What we should be doing is we should be creating cash flow with a inflationary US dollar that's going to become unbelievably less valuable when they print money and lower interest rates. And we need to transmute it into things that are deflationary, just like Trump is doing. Bitcoin capital of the world. Okay. XRP is going to be part of this probably new bag of currencies, right? You got Ripple, the company, changing the system. You have XRP, a bridge currency. You have things like XLM, Solana, HBAR, all RWA, real world assets. Okay. So what I do, here's my exact thing. I'm holding Bitcoin like a bank. I buy it every single day. So here's my daily. Every single day, I dollar cost average into Bitcoin and XRP. That's what I do personally. Okay. That's what I do. Every single week, when I get paid by my companies, I created cash flow with the last bull run. I bought cash generating assets. I didn't buy Lambos, houses, and cars and watches. I bought cash flow. With the cash flow, okay, dollar cost averaging every day, every week, I put money into dividend ETF strategies that pay me awesome returns because of the cryptocurrency industry. I'm bringing in cash flow from there. I'm bringing in cash flow from my businesses. I take that cash flow and I do four things. I create more cash flow. I buy deflationary assets that have a fixed supply. They're going to grow as they destroy this economy. I protect monthly. I put money into my cash value life insurance premiums, and then I leverage. Okay. So I have my bank on the insurance side, my cash value life insurance bank. Okay. Bank on yourself. I have my deflationary assets. My two biggest holdings are Bitcoin, XRP. I have many other cryptocurrencies. Okay. Then I use Bitcoin in my insurance as a bank. Then I use leverage to buy only and only to buy cash generating assets. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm moving out of an inflationary system, a fiat system, where I'm paid in your debt and you're paid in my debt, and they can lend out 100% of my money. I do what the banks do. Okay. We cut out the middleman. Banks, when I store my money in the bank, they lend it out interest income, fee income, and capital markets income. So I just take my money and I get things that give me capital markets income. I get things that create cash flow, and I put money into my life insurance, which is my own bank, and I can lend for myself. I don't have to go to a bank. So we just cut out the middleman and we create our own bank. And that's why the system was freaking out. But the difference is this administration doesn't care if you're wealthy. They're not worried about you being wealthy because they're competitive and they want you to win. Very, very different from politicians running the country to business people running the country. I'm a business owner. I want competition. I embrace competition. It is healthy. It's freaking wonderful to have competition because it creates growth and it creates healthy economies. Okay. Super, super important to understand. Okay. So that's the what I do when I do it. Here's how to do it. So people are like, well, how do we do it? So I have resources for you. Okay. The number one resource here is I have a live workshop where I break down. If you click right here, if you go into my social media platform, okay. So you'll click the number 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that number 5? Number 5 down. Okay. You'll see that right there. Okay. That is to do a live workshop. And then people ask me all the time around cash value life insurance. I have my own insurance firm where we teach people the infinity banking concept. That'll be number 6. You'll see the link that says insurance needs assessment. Okay. That's a free needs assessment. Okay. My team does not get paid by the client. The live webinar series I take you through, it's a step-by-step process where I show you my whole ecosystem. I peel back the curtain. If you want completely free support, if you go to my YouTube channel here, you can see the education section. We're trying to get as much education in there as possible, showing you exactly the how and the why and the what. But I think we got you. So if you're in XRP Las Vegas, come say hi. I'll be at one of our companies. So we have Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. I'll be at the booth at the Bitcoin conference starting tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll be transitioning over to the MGM for the XRP Las Vegas. We'll be XRP Las Vegas. We'll have our booth at our company on Friday and Saturday. So if you see me out there, come say hi. I'm going to give you a big old hug and say thank you. I appreciate you and I love you. As we always say, Warriors, rah, let's get your shit together. Let's go.